Hello everyone. Imagine if our everyday, trusty star, the sun, vanished from the sky for an entire day. Not a cloud in the sky, just an abrupt absence of our main source of light and warmth. This scenario might sound straight out of a science fiction movie, but it raises a crucial question. What would be the consequences on Earth, particularly for us in the United States, if this event took place? Let's take a journey into this thought-provoking situation and investigate the potential outcomes of a 24-hour absence of the sun. Instant darkness. The first and most noticeable change would be the sudden darkness that would envelop the globe. This darkness would come about 8 minutes and 20 seconds after the sun's disappearance, due to the time light takes to travel from the sun to the Earth. Here in the US, depending on the time of year, either the whole or a part of the country would be plunged into unexpected night. Falling temperatures. The sun plays a vital role as Earth's natural furnace, consistently maintaining the average surface temperature at around 59 degrees Fahrenheit. This natural heat generation and regulation is part of a delicate balance that allows life to thrive in our world. It keeps our winters bearable and our summers warm, allows our crops to grow, and even regulates our body's circadian rhythms. However, if the sun were to disappear, even just for 24 hours, this balance would be immediately disrupted. Earth's surface temperature would start dropping quickly. Though the Earth has some heat stored in its atmosphere, oceans, and crust, these reserves would rapidly start to deplete without the sun's continual input of energy. If we zoom in on the science of it, the rate of cooling would be fastest at the onset of the sun's disappearance, and then it would slow over time. This happens because as the Earth cools, it emits less infrared radiation. The temperature of any planet, including Earth, is the result of an equilibrium reached between the energy received from its star, in our case the sun, and the energy it emits back into space. Without that incoming energy, the balance would be skewed, and Earth would start to lose heat. Within the first 24 hours of the sun's absence, calculations suggest that the average global surface temperature would decrease by approximately 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit. This might not seem like a significant change at first glance, but the effects would be far from trivial. In places where the climate is usually mild, a drop of 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit may just mean a slightly colder day. However, in regions that are already cold, this could push temperatures down further, causing more freezing and potentially disrupting ecosystems and human activities. Furthermore, this change would be just the beginning. If the sun didn't reappear, the temperature would continue to drop, with catastrophic implications for life on Earth. Impact on the biosphere. The sun is essential for photosynthesis, the process through which plants convert light energy into chemical energy, enabling growth and oxygen production. A day without sunlight might cause some harm to plant life, particularly those plants in constant daylight conditions, like the crops growing in the midsummer of our Midwestern states. Consequences for animals. In the vast tapestry of life, animals play a key role. These creatures, big and small, on land, in the sea, or in the air, each have their unique ways of surviving and thriving. Many of these survival strategies are intricately linked to the sun's presence. In a world plunged into unexpected and complete darkness, animal behavior would be profoundly affected. The sudden absence of sunlight would erase the line between day and night, confusing the internal biological clocks of many animals. For diurnal species, those that are active during the day, the perpetual darkness would be incredibly disorienting. Many birds, for example, use the sun for navigation. They could find themselves lost, struggling to orient themselves and locate their usual food sources. Similarly, other creatures like squirrels, who spend their daylight hours foraging for food, could face difficulties. Some animals may be able to adapt their behavior in the short term, but the unexpected and immediate change could cause chaos in their daily routines. On the other hand, nocturnal animals might initially find an advantage in the enduring darkness. Creatures of the night such as bats, raccoons, and owls could potentially extend their activities, making the most of the sudden, prolonged night. However, an upset in the balance between prey and predator populations could have unanticipated consequences, possibly disturbing the intricate balance of ecosystems. Marine life would also be affected by a sunless world. Sunlight not only warms the ocean's surface, but is critical for the photosynthesis of phytoplankton, microscopic organisms that form the base of the marine food chain. A sudden absence of sunlight could disrupt this process, potentially affecting all species up the food chain, from small fish to larger predators like sharks and whales. Many communities around the world rely on hunting, fishing, or animal farming for their livelihood. Sudden changes in animal behavior and population dynamics could seriously impact these activities, potentially leading to food shortages. Effects on human life. Daylight, regardless of time zone or geographical location, would give way to what would seem like an unending night. This would cause a considerable disruption in outdoor activities that are dependent on daylight. Everyday tasks like commuting to work, recreational activities, or simply navigating through our environments would become challenging. While urban areas might utilize artificial lights to counter the darkness, vast expanses of rural and natural landscapes would become nearly impossible to navigate safely without sunlight. This would pose significant problems for those residing in such areas and disrupt industries primarily operating outdoors, such as agriculture, construction, and transportation. The sun plays a pivotal role in human health beyond its function as a light source. It helps regulate our internal biological clocks or circadian rhythms, and it stimulates the production of vitamin D, a hormone crucial for bone health and immune function. Our sleep-wake cycle could become disoriented, potentially leading to sleep disorders and a range of psychological effects, including mood swings. Solar power, an increasingly important source of renewable energy, would become unavailable, causing a significant shortfall in energy production. Traditional power plants would be hard-pressed to cope with this increased demand, potentially leading to blackouts or even widespread power failures. The immediate economic cost could be substantial, with industries like transportation, agriculture, and energy production being severely affected. For example, airlines might struggle with navigation, and maritime shipping could be made riskier due to unexpected weather changes. On a societal level, the sudden darkness and the resulting chaos could lead to public unrest. Governments and law enforcement agencies would be pressed to maintain order while also providing essential services. The ripple effects would extend to almost every aspect of human society, revealing how deeply interconnected we are with the sun and its rhythms. Impact on the atmosphere. This differential heating, given Earth's axial tilt and the variation in intensity from the equator to the poles, leads to the creation of air pressure systems, which in turn drive wind and weather patterns. The Earth's surface would start to cool rapidly. This would cause changes in air pressure systems, leading to potentially unpredictable and drastic shifts in weather patterns. Wind directions could change, and wind speeds could potentially increase due to the rapid cooling. This sudden alteration could lead to unusual and extreme weather events, further impacting life on Earth. The sun is also integral to the formation and maintenance of the ozone layer, a layer of ozone high up in the Earth's stratosphere. This layer absorbs most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation, shielding life on Earth. The production of ozone involves a complex process driven by the sun's ultraviolet light, which splits oxygen molecules into individual atoms, which then combine with oxygen molecules to form ozone. A continuous absence of sunlight would disrupt this process, potentially affecting the ozone layer's stability. Lastly, the absence of the sun's energy would lead to a drop in atmospheric temperature. This could start processes of condensation and potentially lead to increased cloud cover or fog in some areas, reducing visibility and further impacting daily life and various industries. Conclusion. In this thought experiment, the implications of a 24-hour absence of the sun range from slight inconveniences to potential disasters. However, it's worth noting that life on Earth, including here in the US, has adapted to survive various challenges, including extended darkness like Alaska's polar night. This hypothetical scenario underscores the immense importance of the sun to life on Earth, illuminating the numerous ways our lives are interlinked with this celestial body. From controlling our climate to enabling photosynthesis, the sun's role goes beyond merely providing daylight. It's a constant reminder of our bond with the cosmos. Afterthoughts. This thought experiment serves as a great reminder to appreciate the sun and all it provides us. While the idea of a 24-hour period without the sun might be unsettling, it's not something we need to be concerned about in reality. Our sun is in its middle age in terms of a star's life, and is expected to continue shining steadily for around another 5 billion years. So, next time you're enjoying a sunny day at the beach or having a picnic in the park, take a moment to appreciate the countless ways this steadfast star sustains life on Earth. We often take the sun for granted, but as we've explored, our world would be vastly different without it, even if just for 24 hours.